in my search for a stage 4 cancer victim that I can easily cure with pure H2O. Um, I come back to Harvey Levin and Dana White blasting my name globally on TMZ, showing me in a fit of manic rage when I was doing a video. You know, how they take the worst shot, you know, telling people that it was my voice when it was actually an English voice, threatening Dana. There was obviously either a Irish or a British accent behind that voice, but they said Dan Quinn was threatening Dana White. How do I even get Dana's phone number unless I meet him on the golf course? You know, because I chose the NFL and I'm a celebrity. Um, it would have happened a long time ago if I hadn't got Rodney King by the police in Miami. I had just fought in the National Golden Gloves and earned a reputation for having punching power, you know. Um, and Pat Burns said I was going to get ranked number 9 in the country. And then I went back to Miami and I got Rodney King. I got fucking, I was handcuffed in a chair and I told a cop, it's not my fault that your mom and dad should have been spayed and neutered to protect, to prevent the lump of genetic shit wearing a badge sitting in front of me. And it pissed this guy off to where he punched me out of the chair onto the floor. And I was laughing, saying that I knew bitches that hit harder than he did. Okay? And they got me in that little foot, crank it to the side. If you don't cease and desist, we're gonna fuck your shit up. Well, he didn't cease and desist, and he fucked my shit up to where I couldn't run for over 6 months. And the doctor for the Miami Heat said that the reason I looked like I had elephantitis in my leg was because every ligament in the knee was sprained, and the fascia from my calf muscle was torn off the bone because he was so pissed off when he was cranking on my ankle. And I'm 52 years old right now. But I don't look it. People that see me think I'm in my late 30s, early 40s. And I did 12 years of crank. And the reason people think that I look so young for my true age is stevia and marijuana together. Definitely. Anyhow, it says that I have one person watching right now. This goes out to Dana White, Harvey Levin, Joe Rogan. Everything that I'm saying about stevia is going to come true. So the longer it takes it to happen makes you guys look worse than you really are for keeping it back. Make Harvey Levin a deal if stevia. Make Harvey Levin a deal. How am I going to get to Harvey? You know, um, I guess I could go down and hang out around TMZ, but with this recent spate of shootings, they could use. I mean, even though I wouldn't have a gun, I would have no weapon on me. They could use, you know, the Dana incident to, get me in trouble with cops. this is to the two people that are watching, and many more that will watch as this gets processed and uploaded to my site. I'm not getting nearly as many hits as I did in the past, and that's probably because I'm sitting down and talking. But that's what this country needs, is a good talk on how to treat our neighbors and how to treat people in detention centers, considering us overthrowing Salvador Allende in Chile, I think, Bolivia, something like that. Um, he was a duly elected president, and we overthrew him, just like we overthrew the Shah in Iran. And that's why the Iranians don't like us. And most people don't even know that. They think that America is the good guy when we're actually the big bully on the block who picks on the smallest country in the world, Japan. Economically, we shut off their oil supply, and that's why Japan went to war. And it's a lucky thing that we discovered the atom bomb, because they would have fought down to the last man and decimated untold American troops on the way down. You know, us as good guy. Dropping two nuclear bombs on cities, not military targets, but on civilians, women and children, not even fighting the war. And we're proud of that. Actually, I'm embarrassed about that. That's why when Pure H2O is generating enough money, I'd like to make amends financially to people in Chile who were negatively affected by American policy. You know, us trying to be sovereign over every country in the Western Hemisphere. Got one person watching. I'm not sure how much time I'm at. My name is Dan Quinn. I can cure stage 4 cancer victims using stevia to purify their body and to purify the water they're drinking before it gets in their body. And I stake my life on it. My number is 916-871-6051. And as proof that this isn't a fluke, but it's coming from the Miracle Man, two fingers pressing down on her belly when your two fingers are inside it up to the bottom of the G spot, meeting those fingers, triggering the G spot simultaneously with clitoral stimulation, um, triggering the G spot from above and below, polarizing it. That sends her to the fountain of orgasm. She can go 1 to 2 orgasms a minute for over an hour, you know, indefinitely. You'd wear her out with pleasure. Her pelvis coming off the bed to attack your face. And I discovered that before I discovered what stevia does. Stevia was my second discovery, my miracle. Um, Stevia turning water into a usable fuel that they can make engines to run off of. Put stevia in water and blend, and when it triples in size and turns into this white soup, there is no water. That's a miracle. That's a futuristic fuel that can run machines that don't rely on combustion. and it's just around the corner from getting famous. Me going to Sac State, you taking it to your how has the government suppressed how has the government suppressed what sovereign countries in South America by paying the CIA to overthrow and to murder? Is that what you're talking about? America isn't the big good brother. America is the big bully. England's sergeant at arms. There's not enough people on here to have a discussion with. Anyway, 916 871 6051. You're looking at the best investment in America. I could go on Shark Tank and say, look, give me the money to be able to process pure H2O in mass quantities and get it settling directly to people who are stage 4 cancer because it cures them. It's going to catch on and it's going to generate a lot of money considering that people need a gallon of water a day to survive, and water is poison, and that's why it's making people sick, and pure H2O isn't, and that's why it's going to become the most sought after drink on the planet. Something about Craig Tusher. Craig Tusher, Deacon. Put that last one up. It was about something to get it together. If Dan Quinn plays football, get on better than you'll love it. Get on butter. Weed butter. Twitter. Twitter.com. Well, I love it. Will I love it as much as women love the violin? We should have a national pay it forward for every woman that's felt, you know, from me and from my fans out there that are playing it. It should have caught on by now. Oprah Winfrey. Women love the violin. Yeah, they do. It's the fountain of orgasm. It's my first gift to them in this repatriation stage of my philosophy. There was a time. There was a time when women were at the head of the table. They called the shots because they gave life. They were revered as gods, and alien spaceships sat down and poured the pyramids like concrete and sought out all the women who were in charge and all the men that knew it was better for women to be in charge and slaughtered them and created this dynamic on Earth where men are in charge of everything, which is basically a history of Earth, fucking and fighting. That's what men do best, is fucking fight. Yeah, all those deep thoughts that marijuana brings. Anyhow, 916-871-6051 on the best investment since high school football. And for everybody out there that's a football fan, my play, the play, I stacked it up there with Lawrence Taylor and Dick Butkus as, you know, uh, best something since I need glasses. I gotta find mine because I can't read. But the play, I stacked it up there with the very best of the best. That's what I was. And Lou Holtz kept it off the field, fired me. You know, the fact that in that game film that I'm not on the field the next time Notre Dame defense takes the field. Um, the fact that I'm demoted from second to fourth team because I make the play, that proves that Lou Holtz is a criminal, and I should be able to take him to court for being one and holding me back so people didn't know my name. You know, if that linebacker from Penn State was on the job, he would have mentioned my name, you know, just because it was such a freaky fucking play. You know, the burst of speed from a white boy. They didn't think that I had a chance. They didn't know me. They didn't know my pedigree of catching black guys all over the football field. Yeah, so anyway, I give them my number out. That's the people who want to get involved in. I missed another one. I'm getting feedback and I'm blowing it because I can't read it. Cars, good ones, go for about 2 grand in the auction. You know, if you have a in Caesar Ayala, I hope I have still have an in with you to get a good car that will take me back and forth safely with good gas mileage to cure people that have cancer using pure H2O. Yeah. So anyway, 916-871 render unto Caesar. Yeah. Harvey Levin should suck you up to get stevia famous. Would I even consider it? Yeah, Harvey Levin owes me, TMZ owes me for slandering me globally. You know, I mean, I'm coming from left field with stevia and the violin, and people are, kind of blown away by it. They're not receiving it as well as they should. And then Harvey makes me look like a lunatic globally. No, I don't talk to Diego Sanchez anymore because he doesn't call me, even though I gave him the juice card to be at his very best at the biggest event of his life, you know, fighting BJ Penn. If he would have known how to fight a righty that knows how to fight a lefty, it could have turned into a much better fight. Both guys dropping bombs, left hands, right hooks from Diego Sanchez would have changed that fight. That's not fiction. Yeah, but Diego didn't have a trainer who knew hands. I saw that when I first met Diego. I was up in Lake Tahoe watching him train, and everything I could see was backwards since he was a lefty. And that's how it usually is in their favor. Since Scott Smith with a love note for Jamie Hara. Who was that? Yeah, that's deep. You know, my accomplishments creating Scott Smith. Because if Scott Smith doesn't have me in his corner fighting Jamie Hara, Scott Smith is probably getting annihilated in the first fight. But I knew how Jamie was going to come out. I became Jamie. I let Scott beat on me in practice. And that 9 seconds that he knocked him out, we practiced that 9 seconds every day in the gym for 8 weeks before that fight, or 4 weeks. A long time, you know. That little clip, we would have rolled it over and over and over, until he got the knockout. Yeah, if it's not for me, people don't even know who the fuck Scott Smith is. Anyhow, I'm gonna top three on as a fourth and inches. I'll take it. I mean, there's other great plays, but yeah, I stacked mine up there. I was a white LT. I guess some people call me behind my back. You know, that didn't like me, but knew the fucking talent. The white LT. Where's LT sitting now, money wise? He's probably doing better than Dan Quinn is at this point. LT 916-871-6051. Give me a call, man, and help me get Pure H2O famous for curing stage 4 cancer victims. And I'll kick you down some money to take you up to where you should have been, you know, before your little nosedive. Okay. Thanks for watching. I bid you adieu.